to grow spiritually. Jesus says to preach, teach, and disciple. Discipleship is very necessary. I know you are Dream Center disciples, but the truth is you're disciples of Jesus Christ. And it doesn't always feel good to be discipled because we're so used to being out of control and doing what we want. But our calling is to be discipled and be disciplined so that we can grow spiritually. And it's biblical. I needed the Dream Center so that God could use the great leaders that are been doing it a lot longer than me to help discipline me so God can work spiritually in my heart. So, we're going to start with Mark 6, feeding the 5,000. But first, I want to talk from the beginning, because everything starts from the beginning. John the Apostle says in his epistles that what we learn from the beginning. So when you're studying the Bible, you should always go to the beginning, because that is where it started. That's the gospel starts in Genesis, right? So God created everything, and on the seventh day, when he was done, he rested, and he sanctified that day, and we call it the Sabbath. However, they didn't remember or practice the Sabbath until God implemented with the physical discipline. In Exodus 16, he tells the Israelites to collect the manna on the sixth day extra so they do not lack on the seventh day. So he's teaching them a physical discipline that has spiritual application. So God created the Sabbath in Genesis, but he didn't implement it until how many hundred years later in Exodus. With the physical discipline, collect the manna more on the sixth day so that you shall not lack on the seventh day. So physical discipline and spiritual application, they go hand in hand, and it's very necessary to be taught. So when we look at what Jesus is teaching his disciples, a rabbi would teach them first by walking. They would walk and follow the rabbi, and he'll teach them how to live his life before he even speaks words to him. It says Jesus took the disciples to the mountain on the mountaintop, and he opened his mouth and began to teach. Why do you have to open mouth to begin to teach? Well, it's telling us about a rabbi would take him home as a 12-year-old boy and show him how he treated his wife and how he lived his life before he even spoke a word, showing him a physical discipline and a spiritual application. Because in Matthew 6, 7, 8, 6 and 7 is all teaching, and 8 is when he comes down and now he's healing people, because the physical discipline he showed them and he taught them comes with power from the Spirit. So